Coming up on the Maroon Report, the MSU community is grieving the tragic loss of a student. Also, we speak with the lieutenant of the Sheriff's Department on how to keep yourself safe.
And later, the Bulldogs have a new athletic director. We'll hear from former head baseball coach John Cohen and his plans for the Bulldog sports. The Maroon Report starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to the Maroon Report. I'm Nolan Hicks.
And I'm Bobby Thomas. Late Saturday night, senior marketing major Joseph Tillman from Schlater, Mississippi was shot in the Cotton District. Starkville Police Department is investigating the shooting. Reporter Alex Fenton has more.
Tragedy strikes the Starkville community as they mourn the loss of 21-year-old Joseph Tillman. A memorial has been set up in the yard where Tillman died. Tillman was shot in the Cotton District, which is a popular area among college students at Mississippi State University. MSU senior Jordan Hall visits the area frequently and says this incident is too close for comfort.
Definitely scares you, makes you put into perspective of life, because that could have been anybody, but you definitely, I feel that the importance of buddy, partner walking to and from home or wherever you might be going, you need to have somebody with you.
After a night out here with friends, how can you protect yourself on your walk home?
Lieutenant Brett Watson of the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department explains a few key tips on how to stay safe during a night out.
Always, as you said, safety in numbers. If you have the opportunity to walk with a partner, walk with a friend or a group of people, that's obviously always better. If you're forced to walk alone or into a parking lot alone, parking garage alone, the number one thing that I tell people is to be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you.
Along with that, Lieutenant Watson says it's important to take a self-defense class or get educated on self-defense tactics to help in these types of situations.
Other self-defense tips along with that, I think I would say be aware of who you're around, be aware of where you're at, be aware of what you're doing.
Remember, safety comes in numbers, so before you decide to walk alone, grab a friend. For the Maroon Report, I'm Alexandra Fenton.
A Mississippi State student was struck by an alleged drunk driver near the intersection of Blackjack and Hardy Roads. The student was taken to OCH and was later flown to Jackson, Mississippi, where she remains in critical condition. Students are now pushing for more pedestrian safety regulations.
Student Counseling Services will be offering drop-in grief counseling services in the Covert Student Union. The services started Tuesday, November 8th, and will be available for the next 2 weeks. Services are in room 321 from 11 to 2 p.m. If you think you need additional counseling support, contact Student Counseling Services. The phone line is staffed 24 hours a day. On a weekend when the Bulldogs had their biggest win of the football season, the university brought in someone to make sure the cowbells keep ringing. Mississippi State University formally introduced its new athletic director last week. John Cohen, the school's head baseball coach since 2009, will take over for Scott Strickland. At a press conference last Friday, Cohen said his first order of business will be to find a new baseball coach. He promised to make sure all of the student athletes felt his support.
The line of communication is going to be critical, so we look forward to engaging all of our student athletes, obviously not just baseball.
Mississippi State hopes Cohen can continue the success the Bulldogs have enjoyed the last few years.
After the break, we see how Starkville residents felt about the historic and controversial election finally coming to a close.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
After more than 18 months of campaigning, the presidential election is finally over. Reporter Ian Reed tells us why many Starkville residents were relieved to see it come to a close.
It was Election Day in Starkville, and with the results of the 2016 presidential election all tallied, the Maroon Report visited local polling locations to gain further insight into what some Starkville residents hope to see from the elected official, despite whichever candidate was announced victorious.
At the end of the day, we'll all be able to come together just as Americans, regardless of anything else, and that whoever is elected, they can actually do what they say they're going to do.
I expect, first and foremost, for the process of democracy to work. I expect moving forward is for whomever the president elect is for them to go in and try to have a smooth transition with the sitting president, which is President Barack Obama, to make that transition and get down to business of trying to bring this country back together.
It was a long day at the polls for residents, which had been coupled with an historic, long, and very controversial campaign. Many residents say they're just happy to see that it's finally come to an end.
Most happy. It seems like it's been forever coming, so I'm proud that we're finally coming to the vote and it will move forward from here.
For the Maroon Report, I'm Ian Reed.
Donald Trump has been elected as the 45th President of the United States. On Tuesday, voters took to the polls to elect the new president. Though Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, Trump pulled away in the Electoral College, winning key swing states such as Florida, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Trump meets with the President Obama today at the White House to discuss a smooth transition.
This week, Mississippi State is competing with Ole Miss in the It Can Wait campaign. The campaign is designed to encourage students to avoid using their phones while driving. Both schools hope to have the highest number of students pledged to not use text, talk, or surf the web while driving. MSU Department of Student Affairs Vice President Regina Hyatt hopes the program makes students safer.
Really can wait for those few minutes that you're driving, or if you really are in a situation where you need to make a call or send a message, the safest thing you can do is to pull over.
Rumors are going around the Mississippi State campus that MSU Bulldogs might go to a bowl game. We went out on campus and asked a few students if they think it's possible.
I think Arkansas, we have a very good chance. We just beat Texas A&M, they were number 4. But Ole Miss, for sure, they had the same record as us. Chad Kelly just got hurt. I think we have a great chance of making bowl game. I mean, all we need is 2 more wins, so we're almost there.
I think if we beat Alabama, we deserve a bowl game for sure.
Absolutely not, because Dan Mullen is terrible at choosing a quarterback and Fitzgerald sucks.
Our chances drastically increase, but if we fall into that same cycle that we started in at the beginning of the year, that performance that we had last week will be insignificant in predictions.
Okay. Thank you.
The Bulldogs need to win 2 out of their last 3 games to go to a bowl game. Coming up, we take a look at MSU sports. A former Bulldog star continues to break records in the NFL. We'll take a look at the latest with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Stay tuned.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Welcome back to the Maroon Report. I'm Alexandra Fenton, and here's a look at sports. There was a major upset in Starkville this past weekend as the Bulldogs took down number 4 Texas A&M. MSU captured a 35-28 win over the Aggies. The Bulldogs scored on their first offensive play of the game. Quarterback Nick Fitzgerald threw for over 200 yards and had 2 touchdowns, which makes him the 3rd SEC player to accomplish this in a single game. Redshirt sophomore Arius Williams had 2-yard touchdowns early on in the game. For the first time in his career, Williams had 24 carries for 140 yards. The Bulldogs will hit the road and face off against 9-0 Alabama this Saturday at 11 a.m. Dak Prescott just keeps on breaking records in the NFL as the Cowboys quarterback. During Sunday's game against Cleveland, Prescott threw his 10th touchdown pass of the season, breaking Troy Aikman's 1989 record for the most touchdown passes by a rookie. Prescott set another record for the Cowboys with having his second 3-game touchdown game. Prescott also holds the team record for completions. To the hardwood, Mississippi State men and women's basketball teams tip off the new season tomorrow night. Vic Schaefer's Lady Bulldogs travel more than 1,500 miles northeast to Orono for the main tip-off tournament. The Lady Bulldogs are set to take on the Villanova Wildcats at 6:30. The ladies will also hit the court Saturday against either Maine or Purdue. Tip-off for the contest is to be determined. To men's hoops, head coach Ben Hallen and his young Bulldog squad will take on the Norfolk State Spartans. Hallen begins his second season at the helm as the youngest team he's ever had. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. in Humphrey Coliseum. MSU's former head baseball coach John Cohen is now the Bulldogs' head athletic director, giving reign to new head coach Andy Cannizaro. Cannizaro talks about his upcoming goals for the season.
And together as a team, we will be in Omaha, and we will be dogpiling on the mound, and we will be celebrating our first national championship. That's our goal. That's my goal. That's our coaching staff's goal. That's our amazing administration's goal, and our players have the same exact goal. We are going to do everything in our power to bring that first national championship back to Starkville and Mississippi State University.
Cannizaro served as a hitting coach and recruiting coordinator for LSU. He was also a scout for the New York Yankees. He was drafted in 2001 and played in the MLB until retiring in 2009. The Diamond Dogs are looking to have more successful season under Cannizaro's leadership. That's all for sports. Coming up, who knew trash could be so fashionable? We'll take you straight to the runway at the 2016 Trash and Show. Also, we'll take a look at weather.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, Real answers, right now.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Taking a look at weather, we still don't have any rain in the forecast. The sunshine will continue throughout the weekend and into next week. For those celebrating Veterans Day outside tomorrow, the afternoon high temperature will be in the low 70s. We'll cool off a little on Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Expect the overnight low temperature on Sunday morning to dip down to around 40 degrees. Next week, we should be back in the 70s with lots of sunshine.
Mississippi State Fashion Board in Nomus held its annual Trashin' Show last night. MSU fashion design and merchandising students showcased their handmade designs out of trash in the fashion show. We go to Caroline Ray with the story.
Nomus held their annual Trashin' Show this evening at Jaws Hall. The theme this year was diametric parallels. Bill Putt, head of Fashion Board backstage, explains how the show is developed.
It was our most unique show of the year. It's where we bring in NOMAS, which is the architecture school, and then FDM students. They come together and design their own outfits made of trash. So we have about 30 models dressed in trash, and then we also have our regular vendors from boutiques around Starkville on display as well.
The National Organization of Minority Architecture Students partnered with MSU fashion design and marketing students, showcasing custom outfits created with reclaimed material.
So Nolan.
What are you going to do about the Bama game this weekend?
Actually,
you going to go?
Yes, I'm absolutely going. I'm really excited about it, actually. I can't wait. This is my senior year, so my last football game that I'll be going to this semester, so I'm super excited about it. Are you going?
Yeah, I am. I hope we really actually have a chance this time. I think it got everybody super excited after we beat Texas A&M, but yeah. Alabama's pretty tough, so we'll have to see if we can go in there. If we play ball and we're able to get the offense rolling, if we don't get behind early, that's the main thing. So if we can just hang in there with the points and not let our defense get too worn out, we might actually stand a chance in this one. It'd be great to see a win.
It definitely will be great. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you all for joining us at the Maroon Report. Have a great week.